Good morning, students. I hope you all are fine. So, we have completed the text part of the poem Birches, and today we are going to discuss the question answer part of this particular chapter. Alright. So, in today's class I will be discussing one long question and its answer and the previous question given. Alright. Many of you have sent me your answers. So, those answers are being corrected. I will be informing you regarding them in the live class. So, for today let us focus on the broad question part. So, the first question says what are birches? How are they described in the poem Birches by Frost, and in what way do the birches become symbolic in the poem? Alright. So, in this particular poem, this is the question, and the question I hope you all have understood the question. Alright. So, if we have to answer what are birches. So, basically birches are forest trees and are a common sight in New England. Okay. The flexible branches of the trees swing up and down. The rural boys resort to birch swinging as their pastime in the woods. So, this will be a specific means a complex answer, or you can say a concise answer of this particular question. Now, next part of the question is how are they described in the poem Birches by Frost. Okay. So, if you want to answer, see this answer is a specimen. Okay, means it's a kind of sample answer. You are always asked to write your own answer. So, before answering, be very much sure that the answer, you can take help from many sample answers, but at the end of the day the answer which you will write should be your very own. Alright. So, if we have to answer, we can include certain things like the poem as the poem opens on an observed phenomenon, as you all know. On seeing the branches of birches bent down, he imagines that some boy might have been swinging them, resulting in their bending down. This happens many a times, but the reality dawns upon the poet that birches cannot be bent down permanently by swinging. Actually, the branches are bent down by the ice storms. The poet then describes how the branches bend down with the load of the ice that covers them after a snowstorm. When the wind blows, birches swing up and down with a clicking sound. The ice on the branches shines and turns into many colored as the rays of the sun are refracted in passing through it. So, basically in this part you can explain rather paragraph 1, 2 and 3 some of the parts. Soon the warmth of the sun increases and the ice on the branches is shaken and breaks down to fall into small pieces. The poet uses a beautiful visual image to describe the scene, and as I told you all, you means to improve your answer, to enrich your answer, you can include certain lines from the text. So, here certain lines like soon the sun's warmth makes them shed crystal cells, shattering and avalanching on the snow crust, such heaps of broken glass to sweep away. You would think the inner dome of heaven had fallen. And sometimes birches are bent down so much and for so long that they are not in a position to straighten themselves. Their trunks lie arched in the forest for several years. They keep their leaves trailing on the ground like the girls are sitting on their hands and knees, spreading their hair over their heads to dry in the sun. And the last part of the question that says, in what way do the birches become symbolic in the poem? In that case, you can say it becomes quite clear soon that the Frost uses birches as a central metaphor for the main theme of the poem. Going up in the air while birch swing is suggestive of escaping from harsh realities of the world into the world of fancy or human ideals or aspirations, and coming down on the earth with the birch means accepting the reality as it is and doing all earthly duties. In the poet's opinion, going up and coming down as in bird swinging are both desirable. One must attain a balance between his work on earth and his spiritual aspirations. Only then can one lead a happy, balanced life. And this is the message which Frost wanted to convey through the poem Birches. Okay, so as I told you all that the basic thing is given over here, and in order to help all means for it's for all the students. Okay, you need to go through this sample answer to understand that what are the things you should not miss. Now you can include your own thing, your own point of view, as you find, as you see, literature has its own, means as the reader reads, its explanation goes accordingly. So it's up to you the way you can interpret, but you should not be beyond a text. Okay, you should discuss means as referring to the context. All right. And the previous day I gave one question, that is, according to Frost, a poem that is Birches begins in delight and ends in wisdom. So discuss the statement with close reference to this poem Birches. So here we find that Frost thinks that a poem imbibes an experience which provides a delight to us in the beginning. As we dwell on the experience in all honestness, we begin to find in that experience some kind of wisdom, and Birches embodies such an experience. On seeing bent up branches of birches, he is reminded of his childhood, and this part I did already discuss. Still, as it is an answer form, just I will be reading it out. He clearly remembers how the birches remain bent down for long with the weight of ice which covers them after a snowstorm. When the sun shines, the ice melts, cracks and shines like the piece of the broken glass. As the wind blows, the birches swing up and down. The poet also remembers with delight how the rural boys would resort to bird swinging. They learn the art of going up and down in a poised manner. Striking a personal note, the poet vividly recalls how he was a bird swinger as a boy. He would climb the top branches very carefully. Then he would fling himself forward with his feet stretched. Then he would come gently to the ground. This delightful experience now ends in wisdom for the poet when he is no longer a boy. He says that he still wants to swing on a birch. He wants to play the game to forget the troubles of his life in the town. But he wants his enjoyment for some time. Means he wants momentary escape. He has to come down to the earth to do these earthly duties which cannot be neglected. The swinging of birches is not a boyhood game now, when the poet is a mature man. It makes him wise about maintaining a balance between the real world and the world of imagination, between fact and fancy, and between reality and imagination. As a bird swinger, he knows that he cannot remain up forever in the ideal world of imagination. He can only escape from harsh realities of the world for some time. He has to come back to the earth, means the real world, and do this earthly duty. We need to remember that earth's the right place for love, as the poet says. So this is what can be a sample answer to the question given on the previous day. I hope you all could understand, or you all can relate with your own answer. Okay, and anything else, whatever will be there, we will be discussing in our live class. Today also in your worksheet section, in response sheet, you will get 3 questions of 5 plus 5 plus 5 pattern, and I want each one of you to try to write your own answer, and those answers will be sample answers will be given on the next very next day. So, one more time I want to remind you all, while framing your answer, try to frame your answer just exactly the question expects. Okay, as the question says, your answer should be like that, and in order to enrich your answer, you can include quotes from your text, but those lines must be completely correct lines. Means if you know if you are very much sure about those lines, then only include. Do not include any sort of wrong sentences. Do not try to, rather to be very specific, do not try to manage. Okay, means that will go against you. All right. So, and the basic thing, as I told, you need to be your question must be based on the text. Okay, you need to have a, you need to go through closely, and then only you can answer the question. So, this much for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.